Hello coding aliens, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Aki. So I am back again, another part of this Gmail clone. We have already covered three parts in which we have completed our whole UI front end completed in previous three part. If you have not watched the three parts, the first three part I will drop the link in the description, or you guys check out the playlists named Gmail clone, right? So if you have not watched that three parts, make sure to watch that three parts and then move ahead to this fourth part. Basically in this part, what we will going to build, I'm just going to simply summarize all that. So in this part we will use a Redux to build a state management tool where we will authenticate the user. Okay, so here when I click on this avatar, then we will be logged out, and we have to add both feature. We have to add the feature of login and the logout. I'm going to simply show you what I am going to do in the that we have already deployed our application on the Firebase on this live link that is hosted on Firebase. So this is the link. You guys can go and check out this link and just test this application. Okay, so basically as you guys can see here, we have this avatar here. When we click on this avatar, we will simply log out from this application. So when I click on this, it just asks, are you sure to log out? Click on the OK, and now we are logged out. So basically what we will build in this, so here we will use Redux for the state management, and here we will authenticate the user, and after successful authentication we will simply transfer or simply pass the control over to the home page of this application. So you can see here we have a email and the password section, we have a login, and we have a continue using Google. So here we have two options. One, user can be login using any email and the password, or using the Google account. So basically the Google account will simply open a prompt for the user here. So when I click on this user account here, it will open the prompt and it will ask from which Gmail account you guys will just want to log in here. So here we will simply click on this, right? So after successful authentication, we will be back to our home page. That's this is what. And now you can see here the messages, the Gmail messages is separated, or you just simply have the messages that is doing with that user and the respective user that the message has been sent to that user. So it is a fully user authenticated application. So our main motto or aim in this part is to just build a user authentication system using Redux, right? So when I click on, once again I click on this, we will simply log out from here. Okay, and next we have a register. So if a user is not registered yet, so first you have to simply register it here. So we can simply register from here. So we have a single login and the register here, very nice UI here for the login and the register here. So here we will simply register, and after that we can use this application. So in this part we will simply build the Redux state management tool for the user slice, and another I will also use Redux for the message sending, replying, or forwarding. So I will do it later. So first of all, here what you have to do, you if you have open the directory here, so inside of this directory we have a feature folder. Okay, so we have already installed a template Redux. If you have not know how to add this template Redux here, so basically you have to fire the npx command, create react app, and then you have to pass double hyphen template Redux, then you will get a directory with the name called the counter here. So basically we have many folders inside of this feature. What I'm going to do, I'm going to simply delete one by one that we will not need here. So first of all I will delete this counter API, this module CSS, and the counter.js, because we are not going to use any of this. So I'm just going to simply remove it. Okay, so we have removed that. Okay, let me collapse this. Okay, next we have a counter. So what we will do, okay, we have a counter. What we will do, we just simply remove this counter slice here, and simply remove this this simply delete this counter and simply put this counter slice and put it inside the features. Okay, so we have this counter slice inside of this JS. Now let's get it started and to just go and code all these things, or just create a just create an state for the users here using Redux. So this is a very important step, and a lot of guys have very technicality that we will use here. So a lot of guys has uh, confusion in this Redux part. So if you have confusion regarding this or any doubt regarding this, you can simply you can just simply drop your query or inside in the comment box or in the comment section, or you can simply drop the mail drop the message directly to on my Instagram. Okay, so let's get started. So basically we are inside of this counter slice.js. Here first of all, what we will do, first of all, let's rename this counter slice, because we are going to simply remove this counter slice and just rename it user slice instead of this counter slice, right? And let's have here, so basically just remove this section also. Okay, and next, so basically we have a async thunk, so just remove this async thunk here from here. Fine. Okay, next just remove this part also. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have let's remove page count also. Okay, so we have our initial state, so here we will declare our initial state for the user. So here we have an initial state for user, and initially user will be null, so we have just provide the initial state of the user to null, and then we have a user slice instead of this counter slice. So let's remove this and just rename it user slice and create slice, where the name, we will give the name is user instead of this counter. And next we will simply pass the initial state here, and then we have a reducer, and the reducer, we have two reducer, one for login, another for the logout. So instead of this increment, what we have here, we have a login state, right? And it takes two arguments, one is state, another is action. Fine. And next we have a state dot user. Okay, and state dot user is basically have the initial state. So here we will simply update the state of the user here. So a state dot value, sorry, state dot user, we have a state dot user, and here we have this action dot payload. So here we have this action dot payload, and here we will create a logout functionality. So here for the logout, here we have a user state, we will simply set the user state back to null. Okay, so when we are log out, so simply we will set the user state to the log. Okay, so instead of this login, we have this logout, right? And here we have just remove this, so simply remove this increment by amount here. Okay, and then we have a export reducer, so I will simply remove everything down here. Fine. Okay, here we have a counter slice, so instead of this counter slice, we will simply rename it to the user slice here. And here instead of this increment, decrement, and here we have two things, one is login, another is logout, right? So we have this login and the logout action here, and here we have this select count. So here instead of this select count, we will simply rename it select user, and here we have this select dot user dot user, which is the value. Okay, so here you can see here we have an initial state and we have given the name user, and we have created the user state here. So we have a state dot a user here inside of the select user here, right? And the last very important thing here, just simply remove this counter and put user slice dot reducer. We will simply export this. Okay, so we are done with this. Now let's save this. Now I'm going to simply scroll it from the top to bottom, so you can simply see what what happened here. So here you can see, let me remove this comment section basically here from also. Okay, so here you can see, here we have a create slice. We have imported the create slice from the Redux toolkit, and here we have an initial state where we have specified the user null, and then we have created a create a user slice here. Here you can see we have a name, user. We have passed the initial state here, and we have two functions, one for login and another for logout. So we have login function takes two arguments. Here we have action and the state. So basically we will simply update the state with the actions, what the actions will reflect inside of this payload. We have all the information of the user, and then we have a logout state where we will simply update the state of the user back to the null. So here we have these things, and here last we have simply export all these login logout state, login logout functionality, select user here, which is a use selector here, and here we have a user slice, and we just export the user slice here. Fine. So let's save this, and let's go to the source here. So inside of the source you can see we have this app, or inside of this app we have a store.js. So you guys have to first store the what we will get from the reducer. So here you have to store, so instead of this counter we have user there. So we have a user and user reducer. So user reducer, and here we will simply import the user reducer first of all. So just import it. So import user reducer, and here we have to specify a correct directory here. So we have features. So let's put the features, or inside of this feature we have inside of this feature we have user slice, right? So this is the correct way of doing this. Now save this. So we have created the store, we have created the store, and we have created the user slice here. Now we can use user, we can use the state of user anywhere in the project, in anywhere. I just recall it one more time. We can use the user state anywhere in the project, right? So how we will use this? So I will explain it explain in a while here. So let's do this. So we have this user slice, and we have this store.js. Now it's time to let's create a component which is a login component. So basically we will create a component where we will declare create a two components, one for login here, right? So basically just create the component here, or what I will do here. So if you see in the deployed version, I will show you the on my local host. So basically this is the application. It is not user authenticated right now. So basically we want this to be user authenticated, or just use our Redux here. So how we will do this? So just pay attention here what I'm going to do here. So we have all these things here. Okay, so we first of all I have to log in here. So how we will log in? So first of all we have to simply add those functionality here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go to app.js here. So inside of this app.js, what we will do here, we will use a user state. So how we will use this? So first of all we will use a const user, and here we will have a use selector hook that we will import it from the Redux. So we have a use selector hook, and here inside of this we just simply pass select user. It just return us the user if there will be a user or not. So he just simply return the actions dot payload, right? So we have a select user here. Fine. So just import everything here. Okay, so we have a user inside of this const. Now we just want to authenticate it. So how we will do this? So we will basically, what we will do, so if we have this user, we will use a ternary operator. So when we have this user, let's just render this. Let's go to this Gmail component. Otherwise let's go to your login component, right? So we have to create the login component. So inside of this component I'm just going to create a login.js file. right? So we have this login.js file here inside of this, and one more file that we will create, a login.css. So login.css, and just put it inside of this css folder. Okay, so we have this login.js, and here we'll create a snippet, functional react functional component snippet. So how we'll do this? So it is a very easy, rfce, and we'll have a boilerplate react functional export component, and here we have this login statement here. Fine. So we have this login, or inside of this login we just pass class name, give a here login, and here we have just simply pass inside of this h1 tag just for the testing purpose. So h1 tag, and here we will have just passed hello from login component. So hello from the login component, and here just save this, go back to your app.js, and here just import this login. So just import the login from the component directory. Now save this. You will see we will be thrown back to the login component because we have not because we have not any user. So initially the user will be null, so that's why we are back to the, we are just dropped to the login component. It is not showing because the color is because of this blackish color. So I will do the same here. So basically we are logged out here, right? So if we have the user, then we will simply drop to this gmail part, right? You can see here the gmail component. So if the user is null, then let's throw the user to the login component. So that's what we have seen here. So basically we have just make it authentic. So how we will do this? So basically you have to simply create a login component. So first of all, I'm going to simply have the code for this login component here. If you guys want this code, just like this very nice backdrop path here we have, you can see here the background is blurred here. So we have a login.js code and login.css. basically what we will do, we just simply paste the code for the login and the css file for this. To get both of these things, you can simply create your own login page just like this. It is very easy. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to simply paste the code for the login and the css file, so to get the exact looking code just like here, right? So just pay attention here. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so here let's copy the code here. Okay, just remove this hard-coded text and now paste all this. Okay, so you can see here we have this code. Okay, so here we have to create the state, whether I'm going to register or I'm just going to log in. So here we will just create a use state hook here with the name of register set register, and initially it will be false. So here initially we will simply have a use state, and here inside of this use state we will pass the value of boolean of false. Okay, so we have a login class, right? Okay, next we have if we are going to register it, then this register will be this register card will be shown, right? Okay, so when we will log in, when we will log in, we have to simply show the login card, as you can see here. Okay, so here we have an issue or error here. Just remove that error. Okay, so let's remove this part. Okay, fine, just remove that part. Fine. So basically we have a lot of things here. So what I'm going to do here, we will create one by one. We will create the state one by one, right? So we have registered here. Fine. So if you take a look at the deployed version, we have three things. We have a input field for the email, and we have a input field for the password. Okay, so here I'm just going to create both of this. So here we'll create a const. Here we have this email, right? And here we have just put the set email. and here we will have you just it. Initially the email and the password will be null. Once again we have a password, set password, just put it. Initially it also empty string. So we have an email and we have this password. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we have this email and we have this password, and we have two buttons. We have a handle register and handle sign in. So we'll just create two more function here. Const handle register, just like this, and here we have a handle sign in. So here we just pass the alert here. So you registered. Okay, next we have a handle sign in. So here we have a handle sign in. So const handle sign in, let's create this. Here we'll just push the part alert here. Alert, inside of this alert we just simply put you are signed in. Right, so here we have these things here. Let me see one more error. Okay, we have a handle login there. Okay, so let's create another one more function here. Handle login. So handle login, fine, handle login here, and just put it down. Okay, so for the handle login we have an alert. So let's just put this alert here, and here we have a login. So you are logged in. Just pass this inside of this alert here. So I'm going to simply save this, and now you guys will see here we have a very nice card looking here, but we have not added the CSS yet. So you can see here it is looking very weird right now. Let's add the CSS here to make just look it nice. Okay, so to add the CSS, first of all you have to import the CSS. You have to import the CSS file first of all. So let's import this. So import is the inside of this CSS. Okay, inside of this CSS folder we have login.css, and now I'm going to simply paste the code, CSS code for this login.css. Okay, so let's do this. So we have just copied the code, and just now I'm going to just paste the code here. So this is the CSS for the login.css. Now I'm going to simply scroll it from the top to bottom, so you can simply have a look here. So we have this CSS for this, right? So I'm just going to simply save this here, and now you will see here it will be a nice looking UI, that exactly what we want here. So now you can see here we have Gmail here. Here we will simply have to log in here. So we have a login that is opened here, that just ask us to sign in here. Okay, so when I click on this register, it will simply it just simply drop an alert. Okay, so here you can see here we have this registered here. Okay, so when I click on this register, now you can see here you registered here, but this is not what we want these things to add here. So here when I click on this continue to Google, now you can see you are signed in, but this is not that's not what we want here. Okay, so now you can see here we have a very nice look and feel here for this login here. I'm just make it larger. Now you can see a very nice login card here. We can simply swap from sign in to register here very easily on this screen. You can see here. So this is all power of React hook use state. So using this use state we are able to do this. So basically now it's time to simply add the functionality of the sign in, and just add the functionality of the login here. So what we am going to do, I'm just going to simply create a user, just simply sign in the user, the email and the password, or simply register the user from there. So you can see here we have these things here. If you have a firebase.js file. So basically we will use Firebase authentication tool. So what you guys have to do, you have to first create a firebase.js inside your source directory. So inside of the source directory, just create a file with the name of firebase.js, and here it will contain the configuration, all the configuration, right? So I'm just going to create a firebase.js file here. So firebase.js, and inside of this firebase.js, you guys have to just uh, paste the configuration of the Firebase. So after that you will able to use any of the Firebase services, right? So what you have to do, just go to your browser and search for console.firebase.com, and here you have to simply put the configuration inside of this firebase.js. Okay, so let's do this now. You can see on my screen here we have this configuration here. So this is what we are just going to simply copy it and just copied it. We have the API key, we have the project ID, the storage bucket, and everything here. Okay, so let's copy this and paste it down here inside of this firebase.js, and here you have to do three or more thing here. So here first of all you have to simply initialize the Firebase application. So that for you have to simply create. So here we have this Firebase app, so just create it, and here we have to first import the Firebase from Firebase, right? So here we have to first import the Firebase package, Firebase dependencies. So import Firebase from Firebase. If you have not installed the dependencies, Firebase dependencies, just fire the command npm install Firebase inside of your, so inside the project directory you will after that you can just import the Firebase from this Firebase here. Okay, so here we will use this Firebase. So here we have this Firebase dot initialize app. So here we will simply initialize Firebase application. So let's initialize this. So here we have this Firebase app, and here we just have a Firebase. Okay, so Firebase dot initialize application. So we'll use initialize app, and here we will just pass this Firebase configuration object inside of this initialize application method, right? So here we have this initialize app here. Okay, now what we will do, we will use authentication and storage. So that's the two things that we want there. So we have auth. So here we inside of this auth we have a provider. So here we will use a Google Auth provider. You have to simply enable it inside of user authentication. So here we have this auth, and here we will use Firebase dot auth, right? So Firebase dot auth dot, and here you have to simply put a new. So basically we will just create an object of this. So new Firebase dot auth dot, here we will use a Google provider. So Google Auth provider, and here we'll use this Google Auth provider and just pass it inside of this auth here. Next we have a provider here. So simply have a provider, or we'll simply use, okay, one more thing, I just let me put it, the provider first of all here, and we just pass this provider inside of this provider. Copy this and paste it down here, and here for this authentication we'll just have an authentication, right? So this is the correct way of doing this. Remove the new from here also. Okay, so we have this Firebase dot auth, and where we have this provider. For this provider we have a Firebase dot auth dot Google Auth provider. And one more, and the last thing that you have to simply do is Firebase database. So for this database you have to simply create another object. So here we have this database db, and here we have Firebase app dot, where we use Firebase Firestore. So here we have a Cloud Firestore feature. We will use this Cloud Firestore feature here. So we have this Firestore. Okay, so I think identifier expected. Okay, so we are done with this. So this is the exact configuration you have to do for using Firebase inside your project. Okay, so here we have to just pass the configuration config here inside of this, and then you have to initialize the Firebase app. Then you have if you are using the authentication, Firebase authentication, then you have to create an object for the Firebase auth, and then you have to pass which provider you are going to use. So here in this application we are using a Google Auth provider, so we have provided here a Google Auth and Google Auth dot provider here function, and that's it. So this is how we will use this. And the last thing that you have to do, you guys have to simply export everything here. Okay, so let's export everything. So export okay, let me remove this. So we'll simply export auth and we'll just say export this auth and provider here, and export the DB as default. So export default database. Okay, so this is the exact way of doing this. Okay, so we are done with this. Now what I'm going to do, just going to simply save this, and now we are able to use this. So here we are done with this. We have this firebase.js, and here we are done with this. So let's go back to our login.js file, where we are doing our all user authentication, where we add the all user authentication functionality here. So we have this login.js, and here we have a handle, register, and everything here. So basically what we will do, we will first of all import auth and provider here. So simply import the DB, right? Sorry, not DB, we'll use DB later. So DB, no, sorry, or what we have two things, auth and we have this provider. First of all, we'll create a user authentication. So here we will use this auth and provider from the local firebase.js file, right? So we have to go back to there. We have this Firebase. Okay, so we will use this auth and provider inside of this login component. And now it's time to just do user authentication stuff here, because we have already created the user state using we have just already created, as you guys can see here, user state using the Redux here inside of this feature option. And okay, so here we have these things here. So first of all, you can see here we have register. So we will add the functionality of register. So how we will add this? So what you have to do, you guys have to simply here we have this handle register. Here you have to add three things. One thing is, first of all, if you see here we have this register, we have to simply pass the email and the password, and then we will click on this register button, right? So we have this email here and we have this password here. So here we will add the quality check that will simply validate. Okay, so it will take event and object here. Okay, so it will just validate whether we have email or password or not. So we will simply validate it. So how we will do this? So if we will add a if statement here, and here we have, if we have this email and password, means we will have both of this, email and along with password, then we will fire this command. And here we will have just remove this, put it e.prevent default for any browser default rendering issue. Okay, so we have a email and the password. So if we have this email and the password, then we will be inside of this if statement there. So if we have this email and password, then we will use an auth that we have already import it on the top of the file. So we will use this auth. So auth dot will just register the user. So to register the user, we will simply create a user. So how we will use this function, create user with email and password. So here we have this create user with email and password, and here we will pass the email and pass the password, email and the password here. Okay, and then it is a callback function. So basically the callback function will simply return the return something here. So it is just a callback function. And then here promise, it is a promise, basically it is just a promise here. Okay, so it just return us an object. So simply we have this auth object, we will have this auth object, and here we will simply put it down here. So we have this auth here. Okay, and just we will simply alert the user that login registered successfully. So we'll simply put it registered successfully. Fine. Okay, so okay, we have misspelled this. Okay, so we have a handle registered function. We are done with this handle registered function. Okay, so basically it is just a callback function and the promise. So it will just if the promise is not fulfilled, then we will just throw an error. So we will just catch that error. So here we just add this catch, and here we have this error as an object, and here we will simply alert the error message that we will get. After this, so here we have this error dot message here. Okay, so we have done with this handle register here. Okay, so here this is how we will just simply use this Firebase to simply create a user using the create user with email and password functionality. If you can see here. Okay, so we have this if statement, and here we have inside of this L, we will just simply alert the user fill please, okay, PLEC, please fill all the fields. Okay, fine. We are done with this. Okay, let's create this inside of this. Okay, let me save this first of all. Okay, let's go back to app.js. Right here we have to simply all the magic, all the magic that is going to happen inside this app.js, right? So the magic will be happen here. So here we what we are going to do here, we use create an state where we use a powerful hook, which is a use effect hook. Yeah, if you have any doubt in use effect hook, we have a separate video on use effect hook. You can simply check out the card and link in the description for the use state hook if you have any doubt inside of this use effect. And we have already a use state that we have already uh, created a video on the use state. I will create the video on the all 10 hooks, react hooks. So never miss any, just never miss in the playlist, which is very important for the react beginners. Okay, so here we will use an use effect. So use effect will do, actually will do what component did mount, component will update, and the whole the react lifecycle does is just done by this use effect there. Okay, so let's import this use effect first of all. Okay, and instead of this use effect we have and arrow function there, and here we have to simply put the dependencies here. Okay, so we have this use effect here. We will use an auth also. So here just put an auth. You have to simply import the auth from Firebase. So here we have this auth, and here so auth on a state changed, right? So if if we have this on auth state change, means if there is a change in user, or just we have just want to update the state of the user, then we just call this function that is on auth state changed, and here we will simply dispatch the login functionality here. So we will simply dispatch all the information that we will get from what we have passed here inside of this email and the password, and then just create this user state there, right? So let's do this. Okay, so here we will have an object. So simply we just put an auth user, right? So auth user, and here we will have a dispatch function there. Okay, so let's have a dispatch function here. Okay, here let's add this. Okay, so we have, if we have this auth user, means if the user is created, then we have a dispatch. We have this dispatch. Okay, and inside of this dispatch, okay, let me put it dispatch, not event, just we have this dispatch, and here we will just pass a login that we have created a login, right? So let me check if we have done it right or not. Let me see inside of this feature folder, inside of this feature, let me check it inside of this feature, isn't it have or not, inside of this user slice. Okay, so we have a login and we have this logout, which is inside in the lowercase, right? So this is the thing that we want to see here, right? Let me do it here. So we have just simply dispatch the login. So basically import the login from the features user slice. So we have this login there, and inside of this login we just simply dispatch everything. So here what we will get the information there, we will simply just dispatch it, right? So here we have to simply put the curly braces there, and here, okay, let me see. Okay, so inside of this curly braces, put everything, put this all this thing inside of this. Okay, right now we are done with this. So we have dispatch. Dispatch is assigned. Okay, let me check it right now. Just import the dispatch. Okay, here you guys have to simply create an object for the dispatch, so that will be that it will use a use dispatcher. So we have this dispatch here, and a use dispatch, use dispatch. Just import it from the React Redux. So we have this use dispatch like this. So we have this dispatch and we have everything here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to simply let me put it the dependency that it will depend on the auth user. Okay, the light auth user is not defined, right? So here we have to simply put the dependencies, right? So it just depend on the dispatch dependency, that is dispatch here. Okay, like now next we are just going, what we are going, just we will simply console out console.log. here we'll simply pass auth user inside of this console statement. So here we just want to see what the information that we are getting here. Okay, so let's remove this. Okay, let's put it inside of this if a statement. Okay, let me wrap it inside there. Okay, so fine, we are done with this here, and now I'm going to simply save this. So simply save this. Fine. Okay, so this is the deployed version. Here we have created an auth state change here, and now here we will simply register a user. So here we are just inside of this registered here. Okay, let me make it bigger and just create okay, let's create big. Okay, so here we have this console here. Okay, now here we have this email. So just put email here, test 123@gmail.com, and the password will be 1234567. Okay, and I will just click on this register here. Okay, so we have clicked on the register here. Let me see, we are registered successfully. Okay, so click on this. Okay, and now we are registered, and now you can see we are back to our login. We are back to our home page, right? So it is a user it just user authenticated successfully here using just we have just create a user using the register functionality here. And if you see inside of this console, we have all the informations that we will use here. We have a unique ID for this user and everything that you can see here, right? So this is the exact thing that we are just guys want to implement in this our application, and we have implemented this. So here we are done with this. Okay, so now our main motive is to just add a logout functionality. Okay, so we have just create a user or register the user here. Okay, so here we are just registered here. So let me see, or here we just want to simply dispatch some information here. So we will dispatch what we will dispatch here. So let me add all these things that we will dispatch it from here. So we will use the user ID here. So we'll simply dispatch the user ID. So basically we have this auth.uid. So uid. Okay, we have a photo. So here for this photo we have this auth user dot photo URL, right? So we have this photo URL here for the profile image, and then we have a display name. So display name. Okay, so for this display name just put it auth dot auth user dot display name, right? So display name. Okay, and then we have an email. So let me put this email right here. So for this email we will just put it auth user dot email. Okay, so email, here we have this Next, we will add a verification whether this email is verified with Google or not. So we will use this email verified. So email verified. Okay, so email verification. So here we have this auth user dot email verified. Okay, so it just simply return a true or false, which is a boolean. Okay, so we are done with this. We will simply dispatch these, all these things will be stored in the reducer, which is a payload, which is the actions.payload that we have this created inside our features, inside of this user state that we have already created here. So we have this login functionality where we have this simply pass the action payload here, the UID, photo, display name, email, and email verified. Okay, so if the user have the photo or not, so basically we have to add these things. We just mm, make it happen that if the user does not update the photo there, so how we will add this photo. So for any boundary, just check that boundary there, right? So basically that we want here. So if we have email of the user, so just put okay, so we have a display name. If you see, so if the user have not added their display name, so how we will cross check this. So if we have this, if we don't have this, okay, so just we have, if we have this display name, just simply render this display name. Or we will yeah, here we are using the we are using a ternary operator to cover this. Okay, so if we have don't have this email name, then just simply use the email of the user. So we'll simply update and use the email of the user as a display name there if the display name is not available, right? So this is the same thing we will do for the auth URL. So auth URL, we have auth user.photo URL. So if we have a profile image of the user here, so just copy this. So if we have this profile image of the user, just put this there, or we will simply pass the URL of the user. So let me put it now. Okay, so we just paste the URL of the image here, or which is the default, right? So we just paste it. Okay, let me paste it down. Okay, let me grab everything from there, just put it inside of this. Okay, so if we have a photo of the user, then we'll simply use this photo URL. Or if the user have not the profile image, then we will use the default profile image. It just to check all the boundary values there. So here we are done with this, and we are dispatching all the login information that we are got here. Okay, so now we are done with this, and now I'm just going to simply save this. Okay, and now you can see how we will use everything here. Okay, so basically what we will do. Okay, so we are done with this user registration here. Okay, so we will update the profile image of the user. Okay, here, and also here. So we will simply update the profile image of the user. So let's go back to the sidebar.js. So sidebar.js. Okay, so inside of this sidebar.js, what we will do, we have, okay, so basically you have to simply use a user. So for that you have to simply create just simply import just simply have to create an object of the user, and here we will simply put the select user. Okay, so basically we have the select user that we have just imported from the user slice, and here we will just pass okay, so basically we have a use selector, no, right? Not select user, we have a use selector, and here inside of this we will simply pass select user. So we have this pass select user. This is the correct way of doing this. And here instead if you see at the avatar, we will simply want to update the avatar here. So let's update it. Okay, so I think we are okay. So we have this avatar here, very bottom here. So here we have a source, and here for the source we have a user dot photo URL, photo. Okay, so basically we have this user dot photo, and when I save this, you will see this will be updated there. If you see, this avatar will be updated with the default value okay, of the URL of the image that we have adding the app.js there. So we have saved this, and now you can see here it is working. It is working very nice here. Okay, so here we have already added this thing here. Okay, now we have this updated image here. Okay, now I wish to add this thing also there in the header section. So let's go to the header.js. So basically inside of this header.js you have to simply do the same thing here. Okay, let's create an user state. So inside of this const user, use selector, literally we will use this user anywhere inside our project. Okay, here use selector, and here we'll simply pass a select user, right? So basically we are just pass there the select user. Okay, and now we can use this source. So here we have this avatar. So we have this avatar there, and here inside of this avatar we have a source, and just put the source to the user dot photo, and now save this. You will see the image also updated from there. Okay, and now we are done with this. Okay, so one more thing what we will do, we are we just have to add logout functionality. So here we will add a on click functionality here to just log out here. So just click on this, and here we just put on click. So on click functionality will do the rest of the thing. So we wish to we just want to log out from this application. So how we will do this? So here on this avatar we will add on click functionality here. So on click, okay, let me put on click. Okay, and here inside of this we will pass auth dot sign out. So first of all we have to simply import the auth here. So auth dot sign out function. So auth dot sign out. Auth dot sign out. So when we click on this avatar, we will simply log out from there. So when I save this here. Okay, let me refresh the page. Okay, now you can see here when I click on this avatar, we will be logged out from this application, and we will be back to our login page. Okay, so when I click on this, okay, I think we are not logged out here. So let me see, check the where these issue come. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let's save this. Okay, save this, click on this. Okay, we are not logged out here. Okay, we are not able to log out from here. It is right, we are this. Okay, so we are not able to log out because we have not added the functionality of logout functionality inside of this app.js. So first of all, let's go back to your app.js, and here you can see we have an if statement there. Okay, so let me add an else statement there. So just put an else, and here we have to simply dispatch. So just dispatch the logout state. So simply dispatch here, and inside of this dispatch we have a logout. So we have this logout here. So let's import this logout from this create slice user slice that we have already done this. Okay, now save this. Okay, so we have just saved this. Okay, right. Okay, so we are logged out here. Okay, right, so we are logged out, so that's why we are back here. Okay, so next let's go back to our login.js. Okay, so we have registered there. Now it's time to simply login. So we have to simply add the login functionality. So let me add the login functionality here. We have this handle login, and we have handle login here. So basically we will add a login functionality here. So let me add this. So let me see which one is handle sign in. Okay, so basically we have a login is continue, which is okay, so continue using Google is handle sign in. We will add this latter. Okay, first of all we will add the functionality for this will add the functionality for the login statement. Okay, so we have this login here. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we have this handle login here. So we will create a functionality in the handle login here. So here we will pass an e as an event here. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, and here, so e dot prevent default for any browser default rendering issue there. Okay, so we will log in if we have an email and the password there, right? So if we have an email and password, if we have this email and password, then we will inside of this if a statement here, and there we will use an auth object. So auth dot sign in. Basically, for the registration we are using the create user with email and the password. Now we have to simply sign in here. So for this sign in, we will just use sign in with email and password. So sign in, let me see. Okay, so you can see here we have this sign in with email and the password here. So simply click on this sign in with email and password, and here we'll just pass email. All right, so we'll pass email and password there inside of this. Okay, it is just promise, it's just a promise here. So it just simply have a then, and here where we will just pass an object, that is auth, and will simply alert the user that the user is logged in. So let's put this alert here, and here we have a signed in successfully, right? So we are added this, and now if there is just a callback, so if we have any issues there, just catch that error. So simply catch, and here we just catch that error. So we'll just simply have an alert statement. So alert, and inside of this alert we'll simply pass error dot message, the message that we got as an error there. Okay, so now I'm just going to simply save this. Okay, fine. So we have saved this. Okay, so we have registered a user earlier. So we'll simply login from that user email and the password. So we have an key 123, okay, at the rate gmail.com, which is the email of the user that we have registered with earlier here, and we are just password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? And let's click on this login here. Let's see what happened. Okay, so there is no user record corresponding to this identifier. The user may be deleted, right? Okay, so I think it is not key 1 2. Okay, basically I think it is test 1 2 3, right? So let's put this test and click on this login. Okay, now you can see the sign in successfully. When I click on this OK button, we will be thrown back to our home page, right? So here we are back inside of our home page here, right? So we are done with our user login, register functionality, and the logout functionality. So when I click on this, we will be logged out here, right? So here this is the thing that we guys want to implement it here, and we are done with this. Okay, so let's put it down. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and now click on this login. We are logged in, signed in successfully, and we are back inside of this page that we see here, right? Okay, now the last thing that we guys have to implement it, which is when I click on this, just click on this, just log out from here. Okay, so when I click on this continue using Google, we will have a pop-up, and for this pop-up the user will just so let's add that functionality here. So when I click on this, we will have a pop-up. It just asks us to simply log in through an Google account. So here we have a sign in here. So simply remove this alert section, and here we have a handle sign in. So here we have this auth. Okay, and now inside of this auth we have to simply use this on sign in with pop-up. So sign in with pop-up, let me see where is this. Okay, so we have this sign in with pop-up, and here we just pass the provider here. So we have this Google provider, so we just pass the provider here, and then we have a callback function there. So that's why we'll just pass a then function, and here then, which is a promise, just simply return the state just object there, and here we will simply put a alert, add an alert, simply alert the user. So alert signed in successfully, signed in successfully. Okay, then let's have it. If there will be any error, so just catch that error. So let's put this. Okay, let me add this error. Okay, alert, another alert, and here we have this error dot message. Right, so we are done with this. Now let's save this. Okay, just save this. Let's save this, and now just check this whether it is working or not. So let's click on this, continue using Google. So when I click on this, now you can see here we have this pop-up, and just ask the user from which Google account you guys want to log in here, right? So let's check this. Okay, so we have click on this continue using Google here, and now we have our options here. So I'm just going to simply click on this. So here we'll just log in here with this single click info here. So here you can see we have this signed in successfully. Okay, and now you can see here it is updated according to the profile image that we have added there. So we have this profile image, which is not a default profile image, it's just a profile image of any Google account. If you have not updated the real image, you just take your the name, the first letter of your name as an image here. So now you can see here we are done with this. So we have added that functionality also here. So now we are done with our user authentication. Now it's time to add the messages, reply the message, forward the message. Okay, so we have to simply add a simple thing. In the last part we will just finish everything here, right? So we just want to wrap this part, summarize it. Okay, what we have implemented here. So we have created a user state using a Redux, which is a very powerful state management tool, and here we have just created a user state here. Fine, we have implemented the login functionality, user authentication, logout functionality. We have implemented the Google authentication, which is using a pop-up that you guys have seen here. We have created a component that is a login component here, and we have done with our user authentication part in this build here. So we are done in this part, and in the next part we will just see how we will push the message or simply send the mail directly to the user, the different user that we just sent the messages, right? So we have already have an UI for sending the message. You can see here we have this pop-up to send the message. We have this recipient, we have the subject, and we can simply format our message, or simply we can send this. So when we click on this send, it just simply is stored to the backend Firebase, and the message the same will be rendered on the screen here, right? So we will add this functionality in the next part. Okay, if you find this video helpful, so make sure to subscribe this channel and drop a like button to this video, because it just take a lot of time, a quality time of mine. So you can simply drop a like button. It just gives us a hint motivation to bring the content just like this. Okay, so if you have guys any doubt in the React hooks, so we are just going to launch. Okay, and we have already launched one video on user state, and we have 9 more videos on the different React hooks that we will see later in this build, the functionality and all everything. If you guys want to learn all these things, this is the perfect channel for you to just learn all this stuff in the React. If you have any issue regarding this application or regarding this part, just drop your queries in the mailbox, or you can simply drop me a message on my Instagram handle. You will get reply instantly. I swear, I just replied you instantly if you have any doubts regarding this application or any other application that you guys just found it here. So that's the I'm just going to wrap this whole part, and see you in the next part. Till then, have a nice and awesome day. Take care.